Who is the President of the United States? Currently, it's Joe Biden. He sits in the office, however, does he truly hold the reins of power? Or is there a different sort of government? A shadow government? The term shadow government can refer to various concepts, often used in theories suggesting that the real political power does not rest with publicly elected officials, but rather with private individuals or groups operating behind the scenes. These entities are believed to wield control beyond the scope of official government activities, shaping policies and decisions through means that are hidden from the general public. This idea is also known as a cryptocracy, secret government, or invisible government, and it implies a family of theories about who really holds the power within a political system. One credible academic source that discusses the concept of shadow governments is the book Shadow Elite: How the World's New Power Brokers Undermine Democracy, Government, and the Free Market by Janine R. Weidel. In this book, Weidel elaborates on how boundaries between government, industry, and other sectors are blurred, and how elite networks gain significant influence over public policies. Let's investigate this underlying source of power. First, let's simplify what a shadow government is. In simple terms, a shadow government is a group that works like a government but is not officially in power, but they do secretly influence how a country is run. You also have an opposing shadow government, which is a group of politicians who are not in charge but act like they are. They watch and criticize the actions of the real government and offer different ideas. Those are very common. For instance, in the Netherlands, you have left or right opposition depending on who won the election. These losing parties, even though not in power, actively engage in parliamentary debates, propose alternative policies, and critique the decisions made by the sitting government. It serves an important democratic function by providing continuity and readiness for an alternate group of leaders who are prepared for potential transitions in power. This critical role ensures an ongoing check and balance on the actions of the government by creating a constant dialogue and debate on national policies. But how did this even start? Though it wasn't named back then. One of the earliest instances of this formalization occurred in 1836. A man named Sir Robert Peel asked people from his political party to come together and form a team. Their job was to look closely at what the people running the government were doing and to disagree with them if they thought something wasn't right. In more recent history, in a time called the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union were big rivals and didn't get along. During this time, the Soviet Union wanted to spread its main idea, called communism, all over the world. To do that, they set up or helped start governments in other countries that looked like they were running things on their own, but in reality, they were being told what to do by the Soviet Union. These kinds of governments are known as puppet states because even though they seem independent, they're really being controlled by someone else, like how a puppet is controlled by a puppeteer. These governments were kind of like shadow governments because they kept up the act that they were making their own decisions when actually they were just doing what the Soviet Union told them to do. It is proven that in history shadow government played critical roles in social-political society. But does it still influence us today? To understand, we need to look at the New World Order theory. The idea of a New World Order, NWO, is a prominent example that posits a secretive elite orchestrating world events. This conspiracy theory suggests that a group of powerful individuals is responsible for manipulating global politics and economies to fit their agenda. Such theories are often grounded in the perception that visible institutions and elected officials do not hold the ultimate power but are rather puppets or figureheads. Imagine there are secret groups that are not officially part of the government but still have a lot of power and can make important decisions. These groups are like a hidden government and can cause problems for the real government that we see and vote for. They can make it hard for the real government to work well and be open about what it's doing. Now, think about when you play a game where you don't follow the rules and don't report your score. This is like a hidden economy where people do business without following the government's rules, like not paying taxes. This can mess up the connection between how well the country is doing and things like the cost of living. If a country has a strong and stable government, it can help keep this hidden economy from getting too big. But if the hidden economy grows, it can start a bad cycle. Since the hidden economy doesn't pay taxes, the real government doesn't get enough money. This means the government can't do its job well, like fixing roads or helping people in need. To make up for this missing money, the government might have to ask for more taxes from everyone else. The hidden groups can also make it unfair for businesses that are following the rules. They might help some businesses by not making them pay taxes or by giving them other special favors. This makes it harder for other businesses that are doing things the right way, which is bad for everyone because it can stop new ideas and growth. Now this was just a complex system written comprehensively. However, if you are more interested in this subject, watch the TV show, While the Rest of Us Die, Secrets of America's Shadow Government.
If you enjoyed this content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. This will help keep us motivated to create future awesome content.